Eric, how have you guys gone about asking for funding and navigating the political landscape when it comes to, you know, just being on the same wavelength or same level as some of these other content areas? And what are some of the successes you've had, and what are some of the challenges you've faced?
Great question, Andrew. And it's always a challenge. I'm just going to put that out there. It's always going to be a challenge for the elective areas, physical education, music, art, and some of the others. I had some very early success from about 2007, 2014. I had a lot of success in writing federal and state grants. I mean, I was very lucky to get 2 federal PEP grants, bringing over $4 million. I got a huge Robert Wood Johnson grant, which allowed me to hire people from the health department. And one of those, my first hiree in 2009, she's actually one of our school board members now who still focuses on health and wellness. So the money was coming in the beginning pretty consistently for educational tools and resources to help refine K-5 physical education and 6 through 8 physical education. And then, some of these grants kind of dried up. And then you had to shift your focus to, ESSA and Title IV dollars. And I have not had some great successes in getting Title IV money, Part A money from our district. Very limited. We're talking about between $10,000 and $15,000 per year. I make asks, I submit proposals. But it's been a challenge, but it's not going to keep me down. I'm going to keep moving forward and write and ask, because you have to be at the table and you have to ask and you have to have a plan. So don't ask without having the plan ready to go, because they say, I'll consider that. Oh, well, here's the plan. But some of the other successes have been in the community. I've gotten a lot of community organizations to help fund travel for physical education teachers to head to state conferences, and even some national conferences. So sometimes it's just, you have a great relationship, you sit in their boards and they say, well, what can we do to help you? And I don't always ask for money, but I say, hey, I would love to sponsor, if you to sponsor 10 teachers to go to a state conference, and with hotel and travel, here's what it would cost. And that's been very successful over time.
That's great. That's excellent.
Well, I know that you brought, every time we see each other at a conference, usually it's the National Shape America, Society of Health and Physical Education, but we've also been at the PE Institute, where you've been able to bring an entourage. But what I always tell our teachers too, it is very difficult. Again, this is another plug to get involved with your state and national association. It is very, very, very difficult for a top district leader who says yay to the funding or nay to the funding, that if you are a presenter at some of those national PE institutes, the national conference, your state conference, it's very hard for them to say no to providing the funding for the hotel, the registration, and for your trip costs. It's very difficult. So whenever we ask, I'm like, teachers, put in a proposal, present, participate. But if you just want to go, yes, that's value too. But district leaders, they will shy away from, they're more likely to say yes, because you're representing the district when you do that. And then we make a big deal out of them. They presented. So you have to put yourself out there. A lot of people say, well, I don't get support for my programs. Are you going outside your office? Are you going outside the gymnasium? How are you becoming an active contributor to your school improvement plan, not just within the 4 walls of your gymnasium? So it's very hard for someone to say no to a go-getter like that.
Kim, can I just add one thing to that?
Yeah.
So we call them PE ambassadors, and they have to submit that proposal to present, but they also have to show how is it going to benefit your county. And then, yes, we do put them on agenda. We do put them on our agendas to present to other teachers. But to be honest with you, it has to be a standards-based activity, because we just don't allow fun games to be modeled and showcased. And we've gone through a rigorous process to our teachers know that if they're going to go to a conference and present, it has to be a standards-based presentation.
I love it.
So does that mean, like, if somebody in your district is wanting to present somewhere, do they have to come to you and say, hey, can you look this over before I submit the proposal, so that they get your approval to make sure that they're doing Palm Beach County, a justice?
It's highly encouraged. Some have slipped through the cracks and got on the state, presentation for the state conference. And then we'll go through it and see if it's a value to our teachers locally. But it's recommended. Our teachers know that it's not that I'm the end all be all, but they know what I'm looking for in lessons and content.